Hi there and welcome to a new video in which we're gonna be checking an AI tool that will allow you to generate 3D models by using AI. It's called Hitem 3D, and the cool thing is that you can click to upload an image and a 3D model is gonna be generated, okay? So here we have some examples, okay, comparing other 3D AI generators that you may found out there, comparing to Hitem 3D. As you can see, it's pretty massive a difference. Check, for example, here the detail on this kind of monster. So once again, it's pretty amazing. Here specifically for gaming, for video games, we can see an amazing example how it turned a basic 2D concept art image into a working 3D model with everything that it had, with the character in the center, with this kind of light here, with this platform. So once again, pretty interesting. And as you can see, we even have more examples over here. For example, take a look at this amazing axe. It's pretty amazing. So whenever you're ready, you can go to their webpage and basically press sign in. So what I also really like about the platform is that it's super simple. Right here we have the two main options, general and portrait. Basically, general is exactly for that, for general purposes, and portrait, what it's gonna allow you to do is to create characters that look more lifelike, basically more realistic, okay? And inside of these options, as you can see, we have the two same options over here. We have image to 3D, in which we can basically upload one image and it's gonna turn it into a 3D model, or we also have multi-view to 3D. So this is also pretty amazing because if you want to be super detailed, you can upload a back view, a left view, and a right view, and of course the generation is gonna be pretty or way better than just using an image to 3D. And the same thing goes to the portrait. As you can see, it's the exact same thing. So take a look at how simple is the interface. Now the cool thing is that if you go to a general mode, what you'll find here is a version selector. So you can go to the version 1, which works pretty well, but they have a brand new version, which is the 1.5, which basically improves resolution and quality overall in every single generation that you do. Another thing that you can do here is select the resolution. Of course, the higher the resolution is, the more precision you're gonna be getting. Of course, it's gonna, first of all, you're gonna have to spend more credits. It will also take more time, so you have to balance this depending on how much you are willing to spend, how much you are willing to wait. But the cool thing that you have this customization. You have models, or actually resolutions, that are very, let's say, low cost, and others that are super commercial, print ready, fine detail, complex topology, whatever. But you do have a lot of control, so that's pretty amazing as well. And lastly, you also have a selector here to determine whether you want to also generate a texture, or if you don't care about that at all. So let's, for example, start off with a portrait in this case, or actually let's start off with just the general one, and then we'll switch to portrait to see the differences. Because first of all, I want to generate an enemy. So as you can see, this is the image that I'm going to be using, a simple image. So I'm gonna first of all upload it, and the first question that you may have is, okay, what resolution do I choose? And once again, this really depends on a lot of things. So for example, if you select the lowest here, which is a 512, this one, as you can see, is going to be ultra fast at low cost. So maybe for something more that you want to use for just yourself, something to try out the tool itself. But you may want to select a higher resolution if you want to make it something more complex with better accuracy, for something that is ready to be used inside of a game. So to start off with this, I will just use the fastest one, which is this one, okay? And I will also just generate the texture so that we see how this ends up looking. And I will use version 1.5 because, once again, it's the version that will have the best quality overall. Once you have done all this, you just press generate and wait a couple of seconds. And I just want you to take a second and take a look at this. Reference image, 3D model, okay? So it's amazing. Of course, here, for example, it had a problem here generating the tail correctly, but once again, just take a look at the face itself, all the details. That's really amazing. And even if you wanted, for example, we can turn off the texture just to see, like, with no colors. We can see it as a wireframe, so you can really see it however you want. I'll just turn these modes on, and I just want the texture. And the good thing is that you can download it in all these formats over here. So for example, in Godot, probably you want to use GLV. And you also have a three free retries. Okay, so we could try to generate the model again and see if this would be able to generate the tail correctly. But once again, that is just a super small detail that you could correct it super easily in any kind of 3D modeling software. But now let's switch to portrait mode. Okay, and in this case, I'm gonna upload here this character over here. I also erased the background just so that we have as much accuracy as possible, that even the AI done an amazing job separating the foreground and the background. So here we have it. Here, once again, we can select if we want it with a texture. I will do it with a texture because I do want the colors then, so that I can actually use them. And with this, it's gonna be more than okay just to go ahead and press generate. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you is a comparison between 512 and 1536 resolutions, okay, so that you can see how exactly they are different. Okay, so you can see, of course, the one on the right is way more detailed, way more kind of ready to be 100% used, but still 512 is pretty good itself, okay, and it was also way faster to generate, okay. So well, here you can come to your own conclusions, and depending on the precision that you need, on the quality that you need, on the amount of resources that you are willing to spend, both in terms of credits and on time, is that you are gonna be making the best decision. And once again, the cool thing is that just to generate models that are different in terms of resolutions, you have to follow the exact same process. Upload an image, select the resolution, and that is all. So here we have our super cute character. Once again, take a look at the reference image and the final quality. In this case, it was literally, it's the same thing. It's a clone, okay? So that is really amazing. Once again, you can turn off the texture. Probably if you are using this for game development, you always want to generate it with a texture, okay? At the very beginning when we were generating the model, of course. But well, you can also switch it, turn it off if you wanted to. So once again, let's just get to download it. Once again, I will download it in GLB because it's the best format to use in Godot, or the easiest one, the one that will give you the less headaches. Okay, sometimes other formats like FBX, they do give some headaches. So GLB is the easiest choice. So you just have here a file that you can directly drag and drop inside of Godot. Let's put it over here. It's gonna just take a couple of seconds until this is completely imported. And well, here we have the two main files. We have the GLB itself, okay? And then separately we have the texture, okay, that we have asked the AI to generate. So the cool thing with this is that you can create, for example, your own 3D scene. Let's, for example, create here a character body 3D. Let's drag and drop this scene. And with this, you can start using this as a character, okay, as an actual player. So here we have it. Of course, it looks a little dark because we have like no lights, no good environment here. But the cool thing is that we have the model itself, and take a look at the quality itself, the details, the realistic that it seems. So once again, that's pretty amazing, okay? You can call this thing player, for example, attach a script with a basic movement template, for example, add your collision, okay? Let's add a simple collision, okay? Let's add a capsule, for example, and here you have your player completely set up, okay, to start be used. And here, for example, I've super quickly set up a super basic scene with a ground, a camera, and as you can see, we have our player moving around. For all these reasons, Hitem 3D is a platform that I really recommend that you start using today to generate your own 3D models with AI. You will find a direct link to their website in the description down below. See you there, and bye bye.